Well, good evening, YouTubers. Hi, this is Bob. You know, I've been getting so many letters from all of you, and so many of you are just terribly worried about your jobs, about losing your homes, about the economy. You know, I've been doing readings for, well, gosh, over 25 years now, and I don't think in my lifetime I've ever seen the level of fear that has been coming to me from so many people as I'm seeing this year. And so I wanted to do this video just to kind of share with you my view of the economy and hopefully to give you guys some help here, okay? You know, during my vote bot attack, so many of you were so kind and have come forward and lent your support and written me letters and called me, and it means a lot. And I want to just say thank you to all of you. You know, in this time of economy, we've all got to help each other. You know, in the ideal world, we'll always help each other, whether it's good times or bad times. But particularly now, I think we're all realizing just how very much we're all interconnected. You know, this is a good time for all of us to kind of think about what's really important in our lives. You know, we all like material things. I'm as guilty of it as anybody. But this economy has given us all a chance to really stop and think about what we really value. You know, it's so easy to go out and just spend money and buy stuff, and then in a few weeks you don't really appreciate it. Now we have to stop and really think about that purchase, and we ask ourselves, well, do we really need that? Or can we really afford it? You know, I too have been having to do cutbacks. You know, I don't go and spend money frivolously, travel around the world and go crazy with money. I just can't. I'm not a wealthy person. But even now, I'm starting to see and truly appreciate the value of every dollar that I earn. And I think that's one of the greatest lessons we can take out of this time, is to learn to value. You know, in the past, we might have gone out, for example, and, you know, bought an elaborate piece of jewelry. You know, I love jewelry. All of you who know me know I'm always wearing my rings and my pendants. And, you know, what I've done is instead of going and buying jewelry now, I'm going through all my old jewelry boxes and looking at all these pieces I bought over the years. And I thought, you know, a lot of them have just sat in waste and not really been worn maybe once a year. So I'm taking out all my jewelry and polishing it and learning to really appreciate it, because I can't afford to buy new stuff right now. And a lot of you have written, you've said, Bob, I can't even afford to buy pizza for my kids. And on Friday night, we're staying in and I'm making pancakes instead of going out to Pizza Hut. Well, you know, I understand that. But, you know, this is a great time of family togetherness. You know, sometimes you go out and you're at the mall or you're at restaurants and running around. You get all distracted. And the family, yeah, they're out together, but they're not really connecting. So this is a great time for all of us to spend time in our homes. How often do we, you know, kind of forget about our homes? Do we forget the beauty of our own homes? You know, a lot of you have been writing and saying, I want to do home renovations, but now my, you know, line of credit is dried up and I can't do it. Well, you know, that's okay. You know you'll do it down the road. But thank God that you have a roof over your head. Many of you have been writing saying, Bob, I think I'm going to lose my home. And you know, those letters I always address personally. And many of you, I've shown you ways how to keep your home. You know, right now the mortgage companies they don't want to take your home from you. They'd really like you to keep in it because it's better for everybody. So, you know, if you're having those problems, just call them and talk to them. Don't run and hide. A lot of you have been said, I'm scared to answer the phone because the credit people are calling and the collectors are calling. Hey, this is the best time to pick up the phone and talk to those collection agencies. Do you know, several years ago, I was in terrible state of debt, and I was afraid to answer my phone. But I started answering my phone, and I realized that, you know what, if you sit down and talk, you can negotiate. It's not without any of you. It's not out of your grasp to have the ability to negotiate. So I want to encourage each of you to really think about that. Think about what skills you have and how maybe you can just sit and talk. And maybe you can get them to hold off on those late payments or drop those charges. You know, a lot of you have access. If you check your mortgage companies, they have emergency situations in the finance department that you can call, and they can extend your payment times, reduce your late fees. There's so much you can do, but you got to be part of it. And reach out to your neighbors. You know, no matter how bad it is for you, I bet there's a neighbor somewhere who's alone right now. You know, in my own building, I live in a large condominium complex. I can't tell you the number of old people that I see, elderly people who are all alone, and nobody visits them. The best way to get out of your sorrow is to give love to somebody. Go and visit your neighbors. That doesn't cost anything. You know, you can bake cookies for practically pennies. Make a batch of cookies and share it around the neighborhood. You'll certainly get popular. And if they all eat your cookies, you won't eat so much and gain any weight. But this is a wonderful time. I really believe in my heart of hearts that this economy is giving us all a chance to go back to a simpler way of life, a simpler time. I invite all of you to join me in this exploration. You know, you guys know I love books. Well, those of you who have been to my home and seen my library, you can't even get into it. There's so many books. You know, I'm not buying any more books right now because I just can't afford it. But you know what I've discovered? I've got a lot of books that I haven't even delved into. I bought them and put them on the shelf. So now I'm going back and rereading all my old books, and I'm getting a wealth of knowledge. You know, we have libraries. They're free. Go to the library. You know, I'm a patron of our local library. I give money to them when I can because I believe in the programs they do. Why don't you be a volunteer at the library? You get access to all the books you want, and you're doing some good for the community. This is a great time for us all to reach out and do volunteer work. You know, we are going to rebuild from this time. And I want all of you to know that I am praying every day for each of you. I keep candles lit on my altar, and I read all of your letters, and all of you are not forgotten. But let me know how you're doing. Keep in touch, and if I can't write back right away, please know that I do receive the letters, and I do personally read every letter. I am going to have some help soon to help me sort out my mail and respond a little quicker. So I do appreciate your patience. But instead of letting this time be a time of anxiety and terror, let's take back our control. You know, the power of prayer does much. And if you will ask for the help from the guides and from God and from the angels and the Mother Goddess and all who are sacred in the spirit realm, you will be protected, nurtured, and blessed more than you can know. You know, talk to some elderly people who lived through the Depression. They can tell you stories about what it was like for them. And interestingly, when I talk to the elderly, what they share with me is, you know, we didn't have much, they always say, but we had love, and that was worth more than money. So let's make love, compassion, wisdom. Let's make sharing and generosity our goals during these next few months. And together, let's keep our minds high, because a high mind can rebuild a heart, and a strong heart rebuilds the will, and it is the will that will rebuild our country. Thank you to all of you for watching. I look forward to hearing more from all of you. God bless you. Good night.